it took me quite a while to put this one together. So let's have a listen to AJ melting down in the Ukraine, lest you forget.
This is a proper man in, you know what I mean? Proper man who don't talk shit, don't tell lies. He gives everybody his time.
Give him a round of applause as our heavyweight champion of the world. Woo!
Nice work from Joshua.
I'm not a 12-round fighter. Look at me. I'm a new breed of heavyweights. All them heavyweights, Mike Tyson, Sonny Liston, Jack Dempsey. Oh, yeah, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano. Because I ain't fucking 14 stone, that's why. I'm 18 stone, I'm heavy.
You're a troll. You know the word troll? You know what that means? Like a troll is just a fucking complete and utter low-life scumbag. It's a troll. So what? You don't have to say anything to the trolls.
Hard work. This guy here is a phenomenal talent. We're gonna cheer for him 3 times. Well, how many belts you got now, bro? 5. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! And as I said, I was studying Ukraine and all the champions that have come from your amazing country, but I've never been there. But at the same time, what's happening there is, I don't know what's happening, but it's not nice at the end of the day. I've seen it with Lomachenko in his second fight against Orlando. There was unrest in Ukraine, right or wrong. There was issues in Ukraine in your second fight. There was civil war. Vitaly Klitschko, when he faced Danny Williams, civil unrest.
Get behind AJ to win this weekend. He's a great man. He's done so much for the sport. He's inspired so many. As Bellew says, you know, he paved the way, AJ, for fights for Bellew, like against Usyk and against David Haye, and for him to have that kind of platform.
Usyk as a champion, please raise your hand. Under them circumstances, he managed to become champion. Champ, champ! Champ, champ! Champ, champ! And I just want to say, Bismillah.
Bismillah indeed. I was going to delete that video actually, Matty, but I'm glad it stuck around for one more week. That's quite the listen.
That one is definitely going to hang out in the annals of boxing history, and probably the annals as well for many years to come.
Oh, good stuff. AJ melting down after his second fight with Usyk. Onto the Bellew of the week then. Victoria Benn has been sliding into Twitter to defend her brother. She says, I've not been here in a while, and I can't believe how many boxing experts, quote unquote, are putting their 2 pence worth in on Con's situation when they embarrassingly know nothing. Word of advice, don't listen to them. Listen to Con, his team, and those closest to him if you want the truth. Interesting use of the name there, Ozzy. Con. It is a big con. What's going on here? Is he pregnant or not? I mean, when are we going to get the answers on this B sample?
Who knows? But apparently his team has submitted a 500-page document to the WBC, so they must have something to say. It can only come out next year, can't it? It has to. I can't wait for it in a sense of what bullshit they're going to try and, fill everybody with. Again, this refusal to say that he's failed 2 tests, adverse findings, all that crap. Ultimately, people aren't thick. These tests, they don't just, throw up random, results, etc., things like that. So we'll wait and see, if apparently he's innocent, and he's back, next year. Well, yeah, he'd be going back to the board. He'd be getting that license renewed because he voluntarily gave that up and didn't renew it. I think in a way to avoid any, persecution from the board, basically. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, good luck to Con, I say. Ben Russell has qualified things here. He said that's his wife, Steve, not his sister. So apologies there. That's his wife, apparently. Might be his wife and his sister. No judgment here. No judgment here, Matty.
Oh, no, there would be judgment there. There would be a lot of judgment.
Live and let live on the asylum, episode 504.
Yeah, everything except their fucking half mongoloid babies that fucking pop out. They won't live long. You can't go fucking your cousin, Steve.
Oh, fuck, you've started me off now.
Poor Steve.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I can't help that I'm naturally this funny. It just fucking happens this way.
You are pretty funny, Matty. Oh, the fight's over. We neglected to mention this one from last week. What is his name again? What do you call the fella? I'm just going to say Jermaine Franklin. Who's the fella who beat Jerry Forrest last week?
Jared Anderson.
Jared Anderson, that's the one. I was thinking Jermaine. No, Jared Anderson. Yeah, he hit Jerry Forrest so hard. Apparently, Jerry Forrest didn't realise he'd been knocked out till about 5 minutes later. So, must be quite the power puncher, that fella. Poor old Jerry Forrest. Oh, Shane Robb's not here, isn't it, this one? T Street controversy throwing in. Vivian Obernerf was sentenced to 16 years last week for killing her boyfriend, beaten to death with a baseball bat. Just the 19 blows to the head, according to CompuBox murder stats there, Matty. 19 blows to the head, man. That sounds a bit excessive, mate. He doesn't look like the kind of fellow who's going to be putting up much of a fight.
So my question is, like, did they have it on video, or was the coroner like able to identify 19 specific blows to the head with the baseball bat? In which case, you have to commend the fucking exact nature of that science.
Yeah, 19 blows to the head. Mike Tyson has asked for £500 million to fight Tyson Fury in an exhibition. Mike is talking about 500 million figures, but what about came back to us on paper was a joke? It's crazy. I would have loved to share the ring with him and move around, but if he wins, then people will say I'm rubbish because a 53-year-old beat me. If I beat him, then I will be a bully. It's a lose-lose situation for me. I don't want to fight a man past his best. So Fury saying no to that one. The Guard, I can't remember why the Guard got nominated. Maybe just for being the Guard, I suppose. I mean, no greater excuse for throwing him in every week. There he is on TalkSport. Shout out to the Guard. Here's one for you, Ozzy. Tundi Ajayi, who is the biggest pound-for-pound puncher in the sport today? Tundi said, "It is a mythical question that can never be fully justified. Mike Tyson, for example, couldn't make a dent in Buster Douglas, Evander Holyfield, or Lennox Lewis. Power is generated by your commitment to the punch. And because this is a mythical question, Anthony Yard is my answer." That's that one cleared up then, Oz.
He's just an idiot, isn't he?
Oh, man. Where'd you even go with that, old Tundi? Getting thrown in there.
He's a parody. He's like a cartoon character, isn't he, Ajayi? Just the shit that he comes out with. I mean, what an answer. I mean, I get it, really. You know, it is a mythical question. I understand that. But then to answer it with fucking Anthony Yard is just, like a piss take.
He's enjoying himself.
His answer is as much of a fantasy as a question.
Yeah, it certainly is. Here's one for you, Matty. The glove gate from last week, as we were mentioning. Never mind Everlast, more like Neverlast. I'm not really sure which Joker added the little N at the beginning there, but I mean, we didn't really touch upon this in any great detail last week, but I was thinking about it during the week, and it was a bizarre situation. Crawford doesn't need any help, obviously, but the fact both of the padding went on both of the gloves, and the Omaha Commission were happy to throw him back out again, and the referee, to her credit, I suppose she did take him over to the corner, but it was quite unprecedented, really, with the old Neverlast gloves, Matt.
That should get overturned. That decision should get overturned and made to a no contest, I think. Because what happened with the gloves is wrong.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think it speaks volumes of why it's tough to get the fights in some of these smaller jurisdictions, because they don't have the experience in such a simple thing like this. They're left with what the fuck to do. And Everlast came out and said that they had some faulty shit there, and you could tell that it was all breaking on the stitch. So there was no tampering. It was just a bad make. But it doesn't look good on the part of Everlast or the Nebraska Commission. Terrence Crawford's just the fighter.
I think, Ozzy, the fact that they didn't even send anyone from the corner back to get another... I mean, I suppose you couldn't send Bomac to the changing rooms. You'd be there all night waiting for him to frigging get there. But with another pair of gloves, Oz, and change the gloves at least. I mean, it was a breach of protocol, really.
Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. It just, I don't understand why they didn't do anything about it. Go looking for... like you say, somebody go and get another pair of gloves. It was just odd, really, really. And that's why I mean, it was ultimately for me, look, it wouldn't have been, it doesn't matter, in terms of like the result would have been exactly the same. However, it's beside the point is that it was a faulty product. And that's why I think, if essentially, the product is deemed unfit, for me, it should be overturned. And, there's appeals have gone in. And look, like I said, it doesn't matter. Crawford was always going to beat Avanesian. However, in that manner, I think in other, it wouldn't have happened under, other, like governing bodies, because they would have gone out, and, done it the right way, whereas they didn't here. I think it opens them up to, potential, like no contest type of things, because, the glove was ultimately, was not fit for purpose.
Who checked him? Who was the commissioner who signed the tape?
Not a clue. Like Matty said, it's like these small, sanctioning body type of people. Like you say, Omaha and people like that. Could be anybody.
I think a lot of these gloves are shit, and I've heard Everlast, even though it's like a famous boxing brand and a boxing name, a lot of it is like franchised out to some smaller factories, across, the kind of India, Pakistan factories and stuff. So the fact this is happening, even though it's Everlast, it doesn't surprise me. They're not being sat there sewn up individually, but you think when the actual ones for a fight, I mean, if you're selling ones through the Argos, you could say fair enough, franchise them out. But for a world title fight of such magnitude, the pound for pound best fighter in the world, get someone fucking sitting there sewing them up with hand, for goodness sake, to make sure they're right.
I was going to say, yeah, and I've like 5 or 6 pairs of them as well, 4, 5, 6 pairs, like you said, not just being franchised out, yeah. For essentially, like Terence Crawford, arguably one of the best fighters in the world, and he's just getting, just like you say, subcontracted gloves that are coming out to him. And again, have just been absolute trash. The fact Everlast had to come out and say something is quite damning of that, mate, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think we've heard the last of this. Do I think we'll see a rematch? No. Would a no contest, surprise me? Yeah, it would. But could it happen? Absolutely, yeah.
It might well do. Just when you think you're getting out of here by 10 o'clock, rapping Rob Kelly slides into the corner.
That's me, Mrs. Foss. You have to fucking keep me talking here for the last half hour about fucking people I don't know and all the people I work. I haven't a fucking job. What's going on? And that's her fault I'm on late. So I say sorry to the lads, though, because the boys want to get out of here for 10 o'clock. She's sticking her fingers up at the pod, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's getting the big middle finger. Oh, go and close the door. Sorry.
Boxing Asylum sponsorship on the ship on the shorts now, Rob, for Mrs. Kelly when she makes that debut.
He's giving up that pipe dream, I think. Is he?
Oh, no. Don't tell me it's true.
Grand opening, grand closing, that was.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But don't make the pod responsible for 3 divorces, Rob. 2 is enough.
Listen, it's early doors. Fucking, if I get divorced, it definitely won't be the fucking pod. That's the cause of it anyway.
He's doing a good enough job on his own. Well done, Rob. What's happening anyway? What are you up to?
To the football and that, I was supposed to go out, but it's pissing rain, so I can't be bothered having a few cans here. I was trying my best to get on early, but of course I have to hear about like fucking people's days at work and shit like that. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. Saw a good bit of fights over the weekend, but I say we're in Bellew of the Week territory, are we? And I don't think any of the fights were like fucking super exciting. Bill Smith with a good knockout under a bit of duress on a good trajectory. Yeah. Probably one of the kind of unlikely domestic fighters that will be knocking on the door now for world level shortly, I'd say, in 2023. What else was there? There was Frank Martin. Can we get rid of that guy? Is he another fucking Muhammad Ali offshoot, this guy? Or is it that he was fighting with the fucking someone on Twitter said he looked like Will Smith playing Ali.
Yeah.
That can go, man. Right? Like, I'm glad fucking Frank Martin fucking got the job done there. What else happened? Because I saw all the fights. Oh yeah, Inoue fucking. Well, disappointing that Inoue didn't get the win earlier, but Butler had a more negative approach than fucking Aberdeen against Celtic yesterday, 9 behind the ball. You know what I mean? So it's hard to do anything with that kind of fucking opposition. And was there a women's fight? Caroline Dubois looked good, and your man James First with the upsets. And someone on the pod called that last week.
Me.
Yeah.
Well, even the sun shines on the dog's ass some days. You know what I mean?
The prediction. Steve has closed out the prediction league, Rob. And if you would have picked Jimmy First, it would have still been going. So
fuck it. Anyways, James first to last. I heard it was controversial. Anyway, he was spitting the gum shield out, and that wasn't he? So yeah, fucking let's just do Bellew of the Week. We get out of here and see you next year.
Well said, rapping Rob Kelly. Couldn't agree more. On to the next one. DAZN Boxing. On the world title hunt in 2023, the baby-faced assassin, BV, jumps in. The baby. Brutalmente, Matty. That's not nice. He's done poor Shannon Courtney there. It's not that bad.
Jesus fuck. What is the picture down at the bottom? I can't tell if it's like a monkey or if it's like one of them deformed kids the Christian charities try to get you to send monies for. It's not cool.
Not cool. I'll tell you what else not cool, Matty. This fight was called off. Lucas Brown against Manuel Char. Some promotional irregularities. They said we'll never be working with this promoter again and kick them all out of Dubai.
Well,
Fucking-
the Nutters
But I
are
thought Iconic
tremendously
Promotions were
disappointed.
I thought Iconic Promotions were going to put Manny Char back on the fucking map. Wasn't that what he said in his big
They were.
fucking
Back to his throne. Back to his throne, Rob.
that paragraph that he wrote looked like one of them fucking paragraphs that Shane Mosley writes when he breaks up with his new girlfriend. It's a bit like that. Like,
The
I will
Nutters were
get the
tremendously
commission to
disappointed
sanction our
about
love
that.
once again. Hey.
There's Conor Benn. We mentioned him earlier, and his wife was sticking up for him. He's absolutely innocent. What else have we got
Who's
here?
this lad?
Why is this amusing to us?
He's decked out in ebony gear, isn't he? It's Ebbs gear.
Yeah, it's Stacey Smith from the Ebbs Appreciation Society.
No, this isn't Stacey Smith. This is another one of the
is it not?
weirdos which fucking obsessed with her. Yeah, this guy's a Leeds fan and he's literally obsessed with Ebony Bridges. But yeah, honestly, mate, they're just on another planet. These people who obsess over bridges, they're quite, Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Ben Russell, Gaz Kia Davis. Yeah, he needs a fucking warning attached to him because he's a dangerous character.
Do you know who we should
Sorry?
get one of those hats? Do you know who'd love one of those hats and hoodies for Christmas? Smitho.
Go on.
Absolutely love that he would, wouldn't he? Smith's the fucking head of the Ebony Bridges Appreciation Society.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, we should treat him. We should treat him.
We're going to do it. Yeah, we'll do that for him.
I bet you roughly half of the people who have bought one of those hoodies has a rape dungeon.
Oh, not Kia Davis, the new Gaz Kia Davis. All right, anyway, let's move on. What have we got here? One round, they said we would last. He lasted 11. Congratulations, Paul Butler. You got a medal. Done well.
They said you'd win one round, Paul.
Someone threw this into me earlier. Numbers. Ellie Setback said Kambosos may be the weakest champion in history. Can't find a close second. You're the weakest reporter in history and the ugliest. Next time I see you, I'm backhanding you Greek style. Best thing was seeing your ugly face full of disappointment at Madison Square Garden when I bashed your boy Lopez. So what kind of champion was he?
Good man for us. I'll tell you what, for Kambosos, for as fucking disappointing as his two fights were Haney, or his two efforts against Haney were, he is fucking unbelievable online, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did he give it to the guy that was a bit heavy a few weeks ago?
He lets the insults go quicker than the combinations.
He does. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'll tell you what, not to get into serious territory, but Kambosos against Liam Perro is a decent fight. I'd watch that.
Yeah, Matty calling for it. Eddie Hearn has stated that the December 3rd trilogy fight between Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora did less than 300,000 buys on BT Sport box office. Well, I suppose Eddie would know, with him not working with either Fury or Chisora and not being on BT Sport box office.
I always thought Eddie did a lot of his good work when he was on Sky. Eddie did a lot of his good work on Sky, and now that he's on DAZN, I hear he's behind Sky a lot. So even Ed,
that's what I've heard as well. Yeah, you know,
it's just Sky if you had a choice.
It's one thing you just can't keep away from Sky.
He can't keep away from Sky, Eddie. Cannot.
Yeah, he
had his
cannot
best
keep
days
away,
on Sky, and we'll never forget.
He look, yeah, you know, he's all things Sky now, isn't he? You know, he loves looking at the sky. He likes the platform Sky. He likes all things Sky.
All things Sky.
Go on, Eddie.
The Sky could almost come tumbling down for him anytime.
I mean, there was a.
Think Cal Brooks going to get on Sky?
No chance.
Even more so now Eduardo's involved in Sky. And that's not just the
Tyson
TV
Fury anyway. Tyson Fury says, I spoke to Wayne Rooney and he's well up for it. We're going to bring Wayne in for preparation for Usyk. No, it's not a joke. He's going to come into camp for about 4 weeks to help me. Tyson Fury has recruited Wayne Rooney for sparring ahead of his fight with Usyk. Well, he should have recruited Phil Bardsley, Rob.
Yeah, Bardsley, probably fucking the highlight of his career, really, because he was at Rangers for most of it, wasn't it? So that was for the highlight of his career, knocking out Wayne Rooney in his kitchen. Absolutely fucking flatlined him, didn't he, in his spar? It was brilliant.
He did. Oh, that's a great shot. Right, that's all the ones that I've got sent in this week. Boys, any nominations from you, Matty? Matty, any nominations?
Oh yeah. Bear with. Here's a clip I got of B-Hop, who was on the mic following Raul Correa's victory over Brad Solomon.
For us to watch and the fans to watch him again and then watch him again and watch him grow into a world champion. So to me, he earned the attention to get the next attention as time go on in his career, continue to move forward. But that's a good way for everyone that's watching to start off Golden Boy Fight Night. That's the way to do it. Let's hear more from him.
Fucking hell. That's that fucking 12 rounds against Kovalev coming back to haunt him.
I'm telling you, man.
The late, great Nazim used to have a phrase that said, swim without getting wet. Well, Bernard is speaking without talking there. It's fucking amazing what he's doing.
Good nomination there. Anything else from you, Matty? Apart from B-Hop?
No, that's what I can offer this week.
That's a good offering nonetheless. Ozzy, anything from you, please?
No, annoyingly, somebody else not nominated my the Lucas Brown Manuel Char situation, which is just a complete shambles. And for Dubai to ban you from promoting over there, where it seems anybody can, I'd love to know what he's done wrong.
Yeah.
I feel for Lucas Brown, actually. This is the second time this has happened to Lucas Brown, from when he should have been fighting Tom Little over here years ago. They paid for his flights to fly him out. He came over only to find out that his the whole show had never really been on. So Brown was just walking the streets of London with basically of no purpose being here. So yeah, I do feel for him. And do you know what? I actually fancy Lucas Brown to beat Manuel Char in this. So yeah, who knows what'll happen? But yeah, it only happens in one sport, doesn't it? You know, no other sports you can go over there, and then the promoter or the commissioner of the event gets banned on the respective build up to the week of the event. Only in boxing does this happen. You know, UFC, martial arts, anything, nothing else. Only boxing does it happen.
In boxing, giving us something to talk about on the Bellew of the Week, episode 504. Rob, any nominations from you, please?
Yeah, I've one for Oz's big mate, Michael Benson. He put up a tweet tonight with footage of Julius Francis getting into it with a guy who was confronting him at Box Park, Wembley. So I put up a little bit of response to it. Actually, I just said you're fucking Captain Current Affairs. So fucking tons of likes.
This
happened like fucking 6 months ago.
Yeah, didn't he iron out someone? Yeah, it was ages ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 6-8 months ago or something. And Benson put it up tonight. Say former Mike Tyson opponent Julius Francis. So he has his finger on the pulse there as usual, Benson. And there was Ed. Ed has turned on the Gad, hasn't he? Now they're not friends anymore.
He has, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Davis has done an interview responding to him saying, "I've no problem with Hearn," but the Gad, he was highly criticised on this podcast, but he's done some good things recently, calling out Edward John Hearn. I think even more so that Gad is very much in Team Ebony's corner, and now Eduardo is venturing over to the other side of Australia with Sky. Who knows? We might see a bit of a rivalry appearing.
But I tell you what was the worst thing about it was Eddie's fucking Eddie was doing an impression of Gad that was suspiciously fucking like mine. It's almost as if he listens to these podcasts, isn't it? Yeah, Ed. Evening, pal. How are you?
Okay.
But yeah, he said that Gareth was gone weird when he said, "Have you had a shower?" to Dillian White. But yeah, so Gad has gone rogue apparently on Matchroom and is one of their biggest critics now, and I'm all for it. So if the Gad wants to come on any night, talk tattoos, phoenixes, showers, he's welcome here always.
Dungeons.
Big fans of the Gad here. Have a bit of Gad. Anyway, let's go through them and then pick them. Victoria Benn, Conor's wife, not his sister, we think.
Sorry, Steve. Sorry,
Ooh.
Steve. I hadn't finished my nomination.
I'm sorry, Robert.
I think that the biggest nomination has to go to the fucking judicial system in Switzerland, who last week sentenced Vivian Obanov to 16 years for allegedly beating him to death with a baseball bat with 19 blows to the head.
We did it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, they're alleging anyway that the reason that she killed him is that she wanted to have another baby, and he didn't react as nicely as he should have to one of the pictures that she sent him.
He didn't react because she wanted to have it artificially inserted inside her, whereas I think he was disappointed with that.
He was.
So,
He wanted to watch someone come in her.
I was after fucking posting it over and everything, and it fucking cost me a lot on the DHL, so I was wanting a refund anyway. But it's a big miscarriage of justice. Obviously, Vivian Obanov wouldn't do something like that. It's not like she has previous for beating up her old boyfriend or getting a booking for beating up two other individual lads in a nightclub in London either. So obviously they got it all wrong there. But sorry for the late nomination for Obanov.
Right, no problem.
I actually feel a bit like, you look at that poor bloke there on that picture, in his wedding suit, she's in that dress. And all you can know is that, later down the line, she's took a fucking baseball bat and caved his head in 18 times. Why 18? Why? I mean, that is a serious assault, that. But yeah, I read it, it amused me that the paper got in touch with her ex-boyfriend to dish the dirt on how he got smacked in the face 4 times when he upset her. So clearly a handy woman.
I think it's it's obviously like a bunch of steps and a pathway to get there. So like as far as like the middle ground before it happens, Rob, what do you have to do to get a woman to the point where she wants to hit you 19 times in the head with a baseball bat?
Well, you have to get good reflexes. I think that has to be that's the key. You have to work on head movements. You can't just be a static target. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe the first one would probably stun you a bit, Rob. To be fair, like you're sitting duck from about 7 onwards,
like in Casino, fucking throwing fucking Joe Pesci's brother in the fucking hole in the desert.
I don't know.
He's already dead. Stop it.
I don't know if it's me or the type of people I attract, but they're definitely all after trying to bludgeon Kelly at some stage. My reflexes have always been good, and I have a long reach as well to keep people away, that way. So it wouldn't have happened to me. No. I wouldn't have upset Obanov like that. You know what I mean? This is what he's doing.
I don't know. I wouldn't have done.
Steve, if you ever wanted to learn the why you really have to polish a shoulder roll defense, it's for baseball bats. I don't think there's anything more effective against baseball bats than getting behind that shoulder.
I'd say so. Yeah, maybe some advice for that poor fella there.
Well, too late.
Yeah. One for chicks with dig, maybe. Anyway. Let's go.
I tell you who wouldn't do something like that. I tell you who you'd hope wouldn't do something like that. Sky Nicholson.
That would just ruin everything. That'd be terrible. Not Sky.
Right, back to the madness. Joey Forrest taking 5 minutes to realise that he'd got knocked out. Obanov, as Rob threw in there. Tyson against Fury. The Gad for being the Gad. Tundi Ajayi for more bullshit. Never last for the old glove fiasco in Omaha. The babyface assassin. Char against Brown getting called off. Conor Benn. Gaz Kia Davis. Paul Butler and his team. George Ferocious Cambosos going in on Ellie Setback. Eddie Hearn talking about pay-per-view numbers. And Tyson Fury enlisting the help of Wayne Rooney. Not the strongest week, Matty, but there's a few there thrown in that might take your fancy. Your B-Hop one, of course, is also getting nominated. Who are you going for here? Episode 504.
Oh, I think I have to go with B-Hop's incoherent ramblings. It was a good one to fill in for a week when we didn't have anything from Isaac Lowe.
Yeah, that's a good one. B-Hop getting the pick from Matty. I am going Aussie for George Ferocious Cambosos going in on early setback. Anyone going in on setback is a friend of mine. Who are you going for this week?
The whole Conor Benn thing, 500-page document, his sister fighting his battles, Ben talking shit about other stuff as well. So yeah, Conor Benn.
Conor Benn getting it for Aussie. The deciding vote is going to go down to you then, Bob, unless you throw something else in, and it's going to be a 4-way tie.
Nah, it's got to be Conor Benn for this fucking shit. They haven't concluded any final. There hasn't been any conclusion to any of the cases that are outstanding, but yet he's taken to Instagram to declare his innocence and that everything's okay now. Everybody just fucking move on and forget about it. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's fucking con job, isn't he?
Con job. Congratulations, Conor Benn. You are the Bellew of the Week winner for episode 504. Jimmy Yappy is in the chat there. He says, when is the next pod, Steve? The next pod will be on January the 7th. We'll be back just in time to see Gervonta Davis against Hector Luis Garcia.